Hey, what's going on? This is Cam. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we start off with a quick little toe save right there, which is sweet. I actually have two videos in this game. The first video here is from a game I played for the BenchWarmers in one league, and as you can see, it's on like a pretty normal sized ice. The second game is for another team in another league on an Olympic sized ice, so it's a little bit of a switch between them both. However, both games were pretty fun. I made a lot of saves, just like that one there where I slid across. Couldn't hold on to it. And then suddenly, a turnover right at the point, but the puck doesn't make it to me. It ends up going over to the far left boards. The player passes up to the point, and then the defenseman makes a great pass all the way across. I slide over it. I'm there to make the save, but then he makes a great backdoor pass, which unfortunately the defenseman wasn't really able to make the play, and then the puck's in the back of our net. There, I make a pretty solid save and direct the puck away from the net into the other boards. That puck whizzes by me. Puck goes out to the slot where I make a pretty good toe save. It kind of bobbles around a bit, and then thankfully I try and get there to make the other save, but he misses the net. It would have been pretty close if I were to make that save or not. That's a tough one. The defenseman takes the puck and shoots it towards the net. It hits off the green player in the front and then hits our defenseman's skate and goes into the left side of the net. I'm sliding right to make the initial save. Kind of tough that I couldn't get there. And then right here is another tough play right after the first one, a 3-on-1 where I'm sliding back and forth. I just can't get there. Definitely unfortunate, but to be honest, I don't really have much of a chance on either of those goals. Here, I don't make a save, but I think my positioning was really good. I was moving around the net really cleanly, getting up and down. This one here is pretty solid. I make all the way across to make the save, and then just squeaks through my 5-hole. Kind of one of those times where I'm standing up just as the puck's coming towards me, so I'm going back down, and then it squeaks through. Definitely kind of a bummer. Here's a pretty funny part. We actually kind of get stuck in a face-off loop. So that was the first save there, and then a face-off, and then the shot from the point, and then I glove it again. Then once again, another shot from the point. It kind of bubbles around in the slot for a bit before making it to me, and then I cover it once again. Immediately, there's another face-off. Puck goes back to the point, back to me. I save it, hand it to the ref. Right after that, puck goes back to the point. Defenseman passes it over to the other side, who then he just throws on the net. Hits the green player, and then I slide over to make the kind of second save there. Puck's now on the right side. Thankfully, after this one, we do end up getting out of the zone. A puck. Really close play at the boards there. The green team does a really good job to actually keep it in, and then our defenseman steers it away from the net. And right before falling in front of me, trying to help me out, I guess. We do eventually get the puck out of our zone right before a bad turnover here, though. Our defensemen kind of do a really good job right there to pick up the puck and eventually kind of break that face-off loop and get the puck out of our zone finally. It was a pretty solid save, easy glove save, and then a little pat from the opposing player. Here's a bit of a tough one. I couldn't get there with my glove either. I wish my chest was up a little bit more, but since the original player with the puck, the guy making the pass, was so close to net, I kind of had to bend down, and by the time I slid over, I was still low, and I wasn't able to kind of get up. Pretty good shoulder save there, right in front of the net. Pretty solid save there, just kind of hits me. Green player makes a good job to get away around our defenseman. Then here's a breakaway. Guy's kind of bobbling the puck and then can't really make much of a move, and I'm there to finally make the save when he can kind of get a stick on it. Another simple pad save there as well. Here the guy kind of has an open rush coming down the wing, fires on nets, and it hits me right in the kind of chest, and then I cover it up, no biggie. This one here, the puck goes out to the point, and I'm kind of expecting that pass at this point because I've tried it so many times. So this is the second game. This is actually the night after the first one, so games in 2 days in a row. This is the very beginning of the game. Ice is still slick, and Buddy makes a pass to the front of the net, and it just goes right through my 5-hole. To be quite honest, I probably wasn't as ready as I should have been. I was kind of just flopping around. Thankfully, we then scored on our first shot of the game, so it kind of evened it out. It made me feel a lot better about myself as the goalie, kind of trying to get some confidence in the net. Easy pad save there. Pretty solid save, just kind of hits me, then our defenseman clears it. This is the same defenseman later on, just kind of makes a big flop in the center of the ice. He was completely okay, so I thought I'd throw in the video because it's kind of funny. This is a weird one. The guy goes to take a shot. It hits our defenseman, and then I think it goes up and away to the left as I go look over there, and then it bobbles to the right, and the guy just puts it into the open net. Definitely a bummer. I know I wasn't the only one who thought it went over there. It was kind of a bad bounce. Here, the defenseman actually kind of makes a pass off the boards, and then goes to the other player on the side of the net, but I'm there to make the save. Here I'm kind of just flopping around the net. I do actually make a toe save in there, but obviously can't really hold on to it because I'm falling over. Kind of big puck battle in front of the net, and I make a pretty good toe save right at the end. I just smack the puck away from that one. Always good to keep those pucks away from the net. That was a pretty solid shoulder save. That guy was definitely racing into the net and was shooting from a pretty good position. This was actually a pretty solid save. I do make it with my blocker. The forward shoots it on his backhand, which made it very difficult to kind of predict where it was going. This one here, I slide across to make a pretty solid save as well, following the player, and then he decides to bring it off the post right after, thankfully. This is a bummer. Squeaks right through me. Kind of like 2 games in a row, these pucks are just barely getting through me. I think it's part of that kind of not being in the zone enough, and then also just kind of good shots that just squish right by my body. Thankfully, for the next one, I make the save, no problem. Pretty solid save as the puck comes to the point and I direct it away from the net with my stick. Definitely on purpose, kind of good rebound control. And then here right after I make a pretty solid, I guess you'd call that a chest save, kind of went right into my breadbasket. Kind of a zinger from the top of the slot that I make the blocker save on. And then after some time in the zone, the puck actually comes right back around to the same player in almost the same position. He shoots it once again at my blocker, and then I make the save there. The last time I played this team, I let in 2 goals on my blocker side, so I think that they think it's my weakness, but I guess I got to keep them guessing. That one, the buddy brings it right off the post. Thankfully, I was obviously in good position, as that counts as a wide shot. Technically, when somebody hits the post, it actually doesn't count as a shot on goal. There, I make a pretty solid save. It hits my kind of chest and then hits the post before going into the corner. This one, the player makes a good move at the blue line, and then I'm kind of bobbling around. When I'm sliding over there, I actually kick it with my leg away from the net, and it really worked out well. This is a pretty solid save as well. The man is completely open from the slot. I find it funny because when he looks up, he probably sees an empty net, then right as he releases it, I slide out of nowhere to make the save. So in here, a pretty solid blocker save, and then I almost get run into by a player, but thankfully he stops up in time. This one as well, I slide across to make the save. It's actually underneath me, and then I kind of bobbles out before the other player gets it, throws it at me again, and I make another save. This one here is another backhand that I glove. Those backhand are definitely really, really tricky to predict where they're going, so that was a little bit more reactionary. That one there, I make a pretty solid blocker save. This one's a bit of a bummer. The guy goes all the way around the net and then literally throws it in the top corner. I'm sliding across. On the last one, I should probably slide closer to my post, but just being I'm already kind of down, I don't have much of a choice, and I'm just trying to make the save at that point. Guy makes a good shot, though, to put it in. Pretty easy save there, right into the breadbasket. Then here, kind of a 2-on-1, but he makes the pass across, and I'm there to make the save with my pad. The other team actually then ended up getting an empty net. I think that put us down 5-3 in the game. And then me and the defenseman are just chatting here, just hanging out, having a good time. There's only a few seconds left, so we didn't really worry too much. The other team gets the puck right off the draw, and the buddy comes over the line, just rips it upstairs. I talked to him after the game. I was like, well, I swear I wasn't really ready. Bit of an excuse, but c'est la vie. Here, our team makes another turnover, and then I make a save literally in the dying seconds of the game just to cover with my pad. That ended up being the last play of the game. I hope you enjoyed both of those games. They're both a lot of fun, and I got a lot of saves. Let in a couple squeakers, but enjoyed it nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like the video would be awesome, and I hope to see you in the next one.